You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hi, Young and the Restless fans. I've got your weekly prediction edition. We're going to talk about Claire confessing to the murder, Nikki attacking, and Phyllis flirting. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not subscribed, please click that button. We've got predictions for Claire, Kyle, and Summer, for Nikki and Ian, for Daniel, Ian, and Paul, for Chelsea and Adam, and for Phyllis, Billy, and Sally. Let's dive right in with our first prediction. Claire comes clean to Kyle and confesses. Will Summer overhear and rat her out to the cops? So Claire dosed her aunt's tea with poison, and we all watched Jordan Howard die on Friday's episode last week. Anyway, next week, Victor chews out Claire, her mom Victoria, and also Nikki, saying that Jordan's death looks suspicious. This may not be over. Claire's plan was sloppy, according to her grandpa, and he thinks Victoria and Nikki were insane to go along with it, and says he's disappointed in all of them. And then, after Ian targets the Newmans with a gun in hand, they get the best of him, and both of the big bad wolves are done, so it seems. By the end of next week, on Friday, January 31st, spoilers say Kyle is pressing Claire to tell him the truth about what happened with all of this stuff, and specifically with Jordan. Now, if Claire truly loves Kyle, which she seems to be falling, will she come clean? Will she tell him the truth? Will she admit to murdering her aunt to protect her family? And if Claire does tell the truth, in true soap style, will Summer Newman overhear and do what she does best? Act like her mom Phyllis, blab the secret, try and get Claire arrested so she can have Kyle all to herself, or she could just blackmail Claire into dumping him, or else she'll go to the police. There's a lot that could be done in this scenario. If Claire indeed does confess, this could get messy fast. Our second prediction, it's Nikki Newman that takes down Ian Ward. Next week, since we've got Jordan dead, out of the way, at the morgue, presumably, it's a soap, so who knows, but presumably dead. The Newmans know that Ian is the big problem they all need to take care of. So on Tuesday, January 28th, Victor corners Ian, and the bad guy seems done, but somehow Ian is able to flip the script. And then by Wednesday, January 29th, Ian has Victor, Nick, and Michael all held at gunpoint. He is at Nikki's house, and he's ready to kill them. So Ian has them cornered, he's holding the men hostage, and he's yelling upstairs for Nikki to come down and watch him destroy her family. I guess Ian still thinks Nikki is that young girl he gaslit all those years ago, a damsel in distress, but especially after her ordeal with Jordan over the past year, I think she's a lot stronger. I mean, heck, she was the one to say, yes, let's kill Jordan, when Claire suggested it. So as Ian walks closer to the men to wave the gun at them, will Queen Nikki take charge and bash him in the head? Because by Thursday, January 30th, the first day of February sweeps, it's all over. Did Ian get bested by magnificent Nikki? I sure hope so. All right, our third prediction, Daniel is horrified about the Ian plot, and I wonder if Paul might have another heart attack. So right now, Daniel is trying to keep his mind open about Sharon's hypnosis sessions that revealed there was another person in the apartment with her the night Heather was murdered. And of course, Daniel knows that no matter who killed Heather, Sharon did try to frame him, and that is a big deal. And last the Newmans heard from Jordan, it was Ian that killed Heather. She said that on her deathbed. I'm not so sure. I think Jordan was trying to do Ian dirty on her way out while she was shuffling off the mortal coil. Kind of one last screw you to Ian because he lied and didn't keep the promises he made her. I personally suspect it was Jordan that did the deed. She is way more murdery than Ian is. Not that he doesn't want people dead. He just thinks he's too good to do the wet work himself, And then on Thursday, January 30th, spoilers say Chance figures out the truth. And I wonder if it is about Heather's murder. Friday, January 31st, Daniel finally gets the truth. And when it says the truth, hopefully we'll all find out who actually bashed Heather in the head. Sharon was very eager to tell Daniel what happened to her and that is, what she knows now that Ian is back and Jordan is back and all that. But Nick told Sharon recover and they'll tell him later. So I think when Chance comes to tell him, Daniel's going to be horrified to find out that Heather was killed by someone from Nikki and Sharon's past, and that it was likely to punish Paul because Ian is also part of his past. And if you remember, when Heather died, Paul had a coronary, and I wonder if he'll have another heart attack when he finds out if, either it was Ian that struck the killing blow personally, or if he had Jordan do it on Ian's orders, because, that means it could come back around to kind of be laid at Paul's doorstep, because he and Nikki were in the cult and Paul's dad destroyed Ian's first cult. And maybe that's why Heather was ripped from their lives forever. This is still going to be messy for Daniel's family. Our fourth prediction, Chelsea kisses Adam. So Chelsea's been fighting the feelings she has for Adam after the Baltimore thing, and also pushing back when either Victor or Adam suggested a reunion, pushing back when Sally and Billy said they seemed to belong together. We know Connor wants them back together, and between Adam and Connor, they have convinced Chelsea she should move into the ranch house with the two of them. Adam agreed she would have her own space and that he knows Chelsea is just doing this for Connor. But then next week's spoilers say something very interesting. On Friday, January 31st, Chelsea takes a risk with Adam. Now, this might be just her moving into the mansion officially on the Newman property, or maybe she's already moved in and it could be Chelsea opening up to the idea of an Adam reconciliation in some way, and maybe she kisses him. Just a little chemistry test or something. It sure seems like Chatham is on the horizon. I know some of you love them and some really don't, but it looks like we're going there, and it may start with a kiss in February sweeps. All right, our fifth and final prediction, Phyllis makes a play for the new Chilly Billy. Last week, Sally interrupted her boyfriend Billy with his brother Jack to pull him away for a surprise. And Sally took Billy to his new house that he asked her to decorate, and she knocked his socks off with the amazing job that she did. It's very much a guy's house, but Sally designed it with a huge nod to his family. And it was that picture of Delia Abbott on the end table and little touches like the boats on display that Jack had given him that really touched his heart and let Billy know that Sally really gets him and she appreciates him, even his complicated past. So with Billy setting aside this vendetta against Victor about Chancellor, he's ready to start over, and apparently with Sally at his side. But Phyllis is going to be a problem. We heard in the 2025 preview spoilers that there would be a triangle, and it may start soon. Every time Phyllis sees Sally, she gets so salty. She was calling her basic a couple of weeks ago, and Summer actually defended Sally and said, no, she's great. And Billy isn't going to listen to it either. So maybe Phyllis stops snarking about Sally and just directly starts making a play for Billy. Will she flirt? Will she seduce? Billy's not great about fidelity. So, we'll see. Maybe Phyllis wants Billy for herself, or maybe she just doesn't want Sally to have him. But I do suspect it kicks off soon.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.